liberated, black people in America faced a new challenge: how to make their demands for freedom heard in the growing cacophony for liberty. In rural Massachusetts, a domestic slave by the name of Mum Beth was paying close attention to this unfolding crisis. She worked alongside her sister, Lizzie, in the home of John and Hannah Ashley.
Colonel John Ashley was probably the most important man in town. The Ashleys owned just about everything there was to own, including, as it turned out, Mum Beth herself.
One day, an incident occurred that would strengthen Mum Beth's resolve.
Lizzie was making for herself some wheat cakes from the scraps that were left over, and Mum Beth is watching from the other side of the room. When Mrs. Ashley sees this and gets furious, she takes a coal pan from the fireplace, a red-hot device that she's ready to bring down on little Lizzie's head. Well, Mum Beth, of course, would never sit for that. She gets the coal pan on her own forearm, and it burns her severely and leaves a nasty scar. Well, for years afterwards, Mum Beth made a point of rolling up her sleeves whenever she was in public so that she would reveal the scar, so that when people would ask her, "Why, Betty, what happened?" she would say, "Ask Madam."
Mum Beth would soon take her destiny into her own hands. Deprived of an opportunity to learn how to read and write, Mum Beth was listening in on the growing resentment of the colonists against British taxation and control. She was present during crucial meetings in the Ashley House when a position paper was written demanding rights for the colonists.
In it, they used the phrase, or something very close to, every citizen is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These words that come down from the philosopher John Locke and become part of the scriptural language of the Declaration of Independence. She would have been right there. She would have heard it.
Revolution and the rhetoric of liberty were in the air. Mum Beth and others like her would soon begin to exhale this new language.
The natural liberty of man is to be free.
Beginning in 1765 with the Stamp Act crisis, the language, the rhetoric of natural rights flows throughout the American colonies.
God, who gave us life, gave us liberty at the same time.
There are continual pamphlets that are coming forward to express views of natural rights. Slaves hear that conversation. Slaves, some of them read those pamphlets.
All men are by nature equally free and independent and have certain inherent rights of which when they enter into
To plainly prove a deliberate...
You know, when you listen to the patriots, they say, we will not be the slaves of England. They don't say we will not be the second-class citizens. They don't say we won't be the oppressed people. They say we will not be the slaves. Well, when people who hold slaves say we will not be slaves, you know that they know what they're talking about. Well, slaves were saying exactly the same thing. And African Americans were quick to say, we will not be the slaves of England, nor will we be the slaves of America.